I think in talking about SWAPO, we must not speak of SWAPO as though this is a party state. Yeah, we have to be mindful that SWAPO must answer to people, right? And so when you sit and you almost gloat about SWAPO's dominion, it's like it doesn't have anyone to answer to. And when you say, "Oh, we gave Vanani that platform," SWAPO was given the platform as well by the people on the ground. Um, and so we have to be mindful how it is that we talk about dominion, and when we say things like, yeah, we provide jobs and so on. The crowd was talking about fish rot, right? And that is on the basis of not being held accountable. The checks and the balances are not checking and they're not balancing. And to almost sit and, I don't know, I don't know if it's misplaced pride. I think we have to be mindful that the socioeconomic conditions are not answering to the things that you're finding pride in. The only thing I would say is that there was mention of colonial inheritances, right? And that what we want really for SWAPO is to not deconstruct colonialism. What we want is for them not to sustain it, right? Otherwise, we're headed down that path to an authoritarian state. I think that's what I'll say. So the three issues in terms of addressing with the youth, the initial one would be bread and butter, right? Everyone needs to put something on their plate. But before we even get there, we need to talk about political and civic education. There is disinterest because the youth feels as though they're not within the spaces or not welcomed within the spaces, right? And in order to get rid of that, it's important to educate them on their responsibilities within a democracy, on their responsibilities as it pertains to political participation, right? And then we can rebuild that trust enough for us to be able to communicate whatever issues we may have at hand. And then coalition quickly. We had spoken about fractured politics, and I had said that fractured politics is what makes coalition almost impossible, right? Because then we prioritize individual interest over the collective goal and the collective needs and wants, and so that makes that difficult. And then to move on to the ruling party not being a government. Right. So with the dominant parties, what we find a lot is that the countries run as if it's their household, right? And that results in the social polarization, the economic inequality, poor standards of living, and so on. And so it's important to change the narrative about the actual responsibility of government as an extension of the state and not the state in and of itself. And if people cannot participate, and if there's no plurality and there's no competition, then it's not a democracy, so it cannot be consolidated, right? I think that